Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and today we're bringing you the third chapter of Raptor Learns to Not Suck at Aircraft Carriers. So here we are, spawning on Haven, again, top tier in a game, and again with the Enterprise. I've been sticking to Enterprise because, well, I've just had good luck with her, and because I want to be able to make one of these Tier VIII Premium carriers work, gosh darn it. So, here we are once more. As is my custom, if you've watched the existing series up to this point, you know that I will take out the rocket planes early because they're quick. They allow me the opportunity to get out here and scout. I'm just trying to figure out the disposition of the enemy team, and hopefully, if I get lucky, take a pot shot at an enemy destroyer or maybe a light cruiser. So I'm just kind of... It's early, right? We don't even know where anything is to look at yet. But I've been spotted back in the back of the map. My combat air patrol goes up. I find a Cleveland, and yeah, no, we're out of there very quickly. A couple of battleships over there on the 910 line. A Tirpitz. My AP bombers are very excited to see that Tirpitz. Hopefully he'll end up as a target I can do something with. This Lander pops up, and I know his AA is not a massive threat to me. So I'm like, light cruiser. Sure, I'll take some chip damage on this guy while I'm looking around for destroyers. And I don't do a great job. I get a couple of K there. It wasn't a great salvo, but well. The rockets sometimes still surprise me with how quickly they line up and how quickly I have to get them out the door. Like, you know, you've only got a limited number of seconds that they're in the attack profile before they fire off. Or you're required to fire them before you lose them, basically.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Still trying to spot most of the team. Haven't found the destroyers yet. I've found, well, just about everybody else. Most of the battleships. There we go. Well, hello, little Cossack. And this guy I'm definitely not afraid of because his AA is a couple of angry guys with teabags. But unfortunately, I don't get a great drop. I get a kind of a rough angle. He's smart enough to angle away from me. I do line up for a second shot, but he does burn the smoke. Now, this is one of the things that makes driving British destroyers right now very handy. You have short smokes, but you have lots of them, which makes you a severe irritant for the carrier player to focus on because you're constantly popping in and out of his vision. Well, with the rocket planes kind of off the board, and you can see there on the minimap, we caught a glimpse of the Le Terrible on my way out the door. I do manage to drop a fighter over there. It's trying to spot the Cossack, but instead it ends up just chewing up the enemy Shokaku's rocket planes, which always feels good. But, so now we've had a pretty good idea of the disposition of the enemy team, so I pull out the AP bombs going after the Tirpitz. Now, I know the Cleveland is over here somewhere, so I'm kind of having to stay frosty for him. But I'm really looking to get solid damage on this Tirpitz early. That's my goal. I'm bringing these guys over here for that purpose. Now, this Tirpitz player and I are going to get to know each other pretty well over the course of this game, and he is a wily one. Now, you can see there he's got Survivability Expert, which is an odd choice for a battleship, as we are frequently say around here on these parts on YouTube. But it is what it is. He's got that lined up. And for me, I'm trying to get, of course, that nice bow-on run. He, to his credit, obviously, you see there his fighter coming up, and he is continuing to maneuver, trying to deny me the bow-on shot that I want. His mid-range AA is not the best, but not the worst, as I go in for an attack run here with the Graf Spee right behind him. I think I do bag a Citadel here. Yep, a couple of Citadels there for a good 16k hit. The fighters chew me up a bit, and I just nope out. It's like, nope, I'm happy with my 16k. Let's salvage what I can and get back something else. We pull the torpedo bombers off the deck now, wanting to continue to harass these battleships as they push up the 910 line over here, because it's the Graf, the Tirpitz, the Cleveland's back there, and the Vladivostok. We're only really holding it with a Lenin. The Leon is kind of backing off farther, and he's not really going to be useful. There's an Atlanta pushed way up. And he's also backed up at close range by a Graf Spee of our own. I probably missed an opportunity here to go in over my own fleet and drop a fighter. You can see the enemy AP bombers from the Shokaku kind of hovering there in the background. But he does eventually take those over to the different part of the map. It looks like he's going for the Edinburgh, so... But at the time, I didn't realize that I just missed them completely. Here I'm trying to get torpedoes on this Tirpitz. He doesn't know that I'm here yet, but at 9 clicks, he'll detect the planes. Well, apparently it's not 9. Or no, I guess it is. Yeah, it doesn't show up in the replay. Well, another thing we don't get to see in replays. But at 9 clicks, he should have detected my planes, and obviously his maneuvering is making it difficult for me to get the salvo that I want. The cruiser spam is turning him around anyway. So I decide, you know what? That Cleveland over there looks like a pretty good target. He can't really angle or do very much. The Tirpitz' AA not frighten me very much, although it does chew me up there a bit. I have to pop the heal. And I do manage to recover quite a bit here on the attack run into the Cleveland. I do take some losses, of course. So, there we go. Torps into the water, into on the Cleveland, and I believe I grabbed 2 hits here. Yep, 2 hits and a flood, which he immediately gets rid of. So, once again, we put the rockets back in the air. And again, my goal here is to go get the Cleveland. Cleveland's a light cruiser. I know these rockets can pin him pretty decently. I can do some nasty things to him. You know, I can beat him up, finish him off if maybe one of the battleships gets a salvo on him. He does manage to kill the Atlanta, but the Atlanta was up there because he was trying to put torpedoes into the Cleveland, which, well, surprisingly, he manages to do. Wouldn't have called that one, kids. So now I'm kind of out here with these rocket planes, like, well, now what? I'm not here, not going to be able to do what I really wanted. So, I was like, well, maybe I can get a fire lit on this Tirpitz, right? He's been under constant fire. Maybe there's an opportunity here for me to continue that pressure. So, I come in for a broadside run here on the Tirpitz with the rockets, hoping to bag a fire or 2. He does put up another fighter plane, but by the time that thing gets off the deck, I'm going to be out of here. 4K, decent hit with those rockets. You know, they don't pin a whole lot, but I don't get the fire I'm looking for, and I just pull these guys out. Just trying to salvage some planes at this point. Not really going to go back in for another attack here. Pretty sure that I'll pull these guys back. No. What do I do with these planes? I've forgotten. It's been so long. Oh, yeah, I do pull them out. Okay. Yep. I thought so. I was like, I don't remember doing anything else with these guys. Right. So we pulled the AP bombers off the deck again, but then I noticed something. I was going to take the AP bombers back for the Tirpitz, but then I noticed the minimap. Look at the minimap, and you'll see there's a lot of ships sitting in the B cap. One of those is a Richelieu. The Richelieu has got some friends with him, but he's basically stationary. We're down quite a number of ships at this point. I'll need any kind of advantage we can get. So I decide, you know what, we're going to take these torp bombers in and try and deal with this Richie. At least soften him up. So hopefully my team can do something with him. You know, here we are. We're 7.5 minutes into the game. We're down 3 ships already. This just happens to me more times recently than I can count. The team, whatever team I end up on, simply commits suicide. They have no idea how to stay alive long enough to be impactful in the game. And it's, man, it's frustrating. It's doubly frustrating as the carrier, because there's almost nothing you can do to assist, right? I mean, you can help a little bit with your fighters, but I mean, in general, there's not much you can do to increase the survivability of your team. If you're a destroyer, you have maybe a little more flexibility. You can possibly smoke somebody to try to keep them alive or whatever, but anyways. Richelieu disappears into the smoke, but we do get 3 torpedoes into the water. Based on his last, known position as he went into the smoke, I do manage to land all 3. And then we pull the rest of these planes out and get them back to the deck for repairs. We pull the rockets back out. I want that Cossack. The Cossack, once again, he's poomed up all the way to the bottom edge of the A cap. I had a decent rocket salvo on him earlier, but he's still around, still being annoying. So I pull the rocket planes out, intending to go back for him. Now, he's got buddies close by, so I've got to be kind of smart about how I approach this. We do manage to bag a kill there. That gives us a very, very narrow lead as the caps have moved even again. But the team over on the 1-2 line is just getting rolled up. The team over on the 7, 8, and 9 lines is pretty much not doing anything but sitting around. And we're down 2 ships, so we've lost a lot of firepower. Cossack appears right in front of me, and I blow the drop badly because I just wasn't lined up, wasn't ready for it. And as I get flipped around again, I gave him about 3.5 clicks or so before I flip around, knowing that's about the distance I need to get a decent drop off. I come in, and he starts to smoke right as I get there. No, he pulls the handbrake. There it is. There's the smoke. So, again, I get a few rockets into him, but nothing like the big hit I really need. And now I'm just taking losses, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to pull those guys back and salvage what I can. The Tirpitz, to his credit, pulled back, healed up some, and now has decided to make his presence known by pushing into the sea cap. Well, the AP bombers on my deck and I cannot have this. So, we pull them off, and he is enemy number 1. Now, he's getting lots of love from a variety of other ships, and he can definitely see me coming. Like, he knows what I'm trying to do here. So for me, I'm just, if nothing else, making him angle, making him turn, making him maneuvers, giving the Leon off to my port here a better shot. But I really do want to come in and get a really solid hit on this guy. And again, he sees me coming. His fighter doesn't go up this time, must be on cooldown. Or he just forgets, or he's out of it, I'm not sure. The Littorid pops up, didn't know he was there. As I go in for the dive bomb. Come on, give me a big Citadel. Ugh. Trolled. Now, in a happy circumstance, as I turn to starboard out of the drive, I find a Warspite sitting in the B cap. Well, why not? You know what? I bet I can Citadel this guy. Let's see what I can get out of this drop. And I hold this drop a little longer than I'm used to for the AP bombs, but it's worth it. 20k and 3 sits. Nice big hit on that guy to soften him up for the team. Tirpitz does go down in the cap. I believe the Leon bagged him while we were busy. So the B cap remains in our control. The Littorid has worked onto the bottom and southern end of the cap, and so I pull out the rocket planes once again, looking to catch him broadside and get in a solid hit on his light armor. The enemy carrier is bringing in the AP bombs for me. My combat air patrol, my AA is already focused on that side of the ship. Combat air patrol's up. I'm not really concerned about this drop. However, what I'm not paying attention to, what I should be paying attention to that I'm not right now, is that Graf Spee that's creeping up on me, who's about to have me hard spotted on the surface. At the moment, I was going for the Littorid, but I decide, oh wait, no, these are the torpedo planes. That's what I get for doing replays this late at night. So obviously we're doing a torpedo run of the Vladivostok here. I thought I had driven the rocket planes to go back for the Littorid. That's on me. We do manage to put all 3 into the Vlad. He takes the flood, and we do get the defense ribbons. But he puts the flood out. So again, just trying to soften him up for the Leon back there, hoping the Leon can do his job. I've got a decent shot here on this Nagato, who's probably going to turn away from me, so I wait very late to drop these, hoping to get probably just 2 out of that drop. But now I've got to deal with this Graf Spee, who's in my face. AP bomb time. He's a cruiser, right? He's a cruiser. I should be able to deal with this. Oh, I put all 3 into the Nagato. Very nice. I drop a fighter here, so on the way in, he's got to deal with my combat air patrol and the fighter and my AA. I just don't think... I'm not really concerned about his AP bombs right now. Graf Spee puts up his fighter. I've got a beautiful angle. Look at this. I'm perfectly bow on. I go to drop. And, dispersion trolls me and I get 1 overpen. Well, still got 2 drops left in the squadron. Gotta make them count here. He's getting pretty close. I know I'm gonna be getting a face full of torpedoes from this guy soon. Let's try to make this happen. Now, here comes the torpedo salvo. He's turning to starboard. I can see it coming. Well, I can't see it, but I know it's here. I've got to make this drop count here, and then I've got to get these planes back on the deck so I can turn my rudder. Do manage to get a sit and a Confederate, but unfortunately it is not, and a CQE, but it's not in time to avoid the entire torpedo salvo. I ate 3 of them, and well, I'm still alive, but it's just barely. So now, again, I reach for the torpedo bombers. Now I've really got to get this Nagato off the board. The Nagato has me lit. He needs to die so that I don't die in exchange. Things are getting pretty desperate here, right? Like, teams are pretty even on health. They're up a cap. We're down a ship. I'm getting hit pretty hard here. Like, this is not good. And then I realize that I've probably screwed up this drop. The Nagato does get me here. And I realize, oh man, I dropped those into the island, didn't I? Crap. And yet, astonishingly, somehow, 1 torpedo does come through. It hits him dead center. He floods. And, well, there's a flesh wound. Well, I've still got 5 planes left. Might as well try and get some use out of them. Who's left? Warspite should be up here off my port side. Where is that guy? Let's see if we can... There he is. There he is. Let's get in here and get this guy. I'm not worried about his AA. Yeah, the Leander's AA right there, but nah, I bet I can put all 3 of this Warspite. What do you bet? What do you bet? Let's do it. Could be my last run of the game. He might kill enough planes. This is the last attack run I'm going to get off. Let's see what happens. Get him into the water. He's moving pretty slow. He's turning out. Oh, this is going to be a good stop. I'm going to get all 3. Yes, sir. Bam, bam, bam. With the flood. And he just healed another flood. That one's going to stick. And there he goes. 2 flesh wounds. And a CQE. And a Confederate. Still got 1 lonely torpedo bomber left. So let's get back in here and see if we can help our team by putting some some damage into this Leander. Unfortunately, with the aiming reticle, what it is, I blow this drop completely. I don't do a very good job, and that torpedo does not hit anything. I'm way behind him. Just not used to having that single reticle work things out. So that is the end of my game. Bad positioning choice there in the mid to late game cost me my ship, which is unfortunate because we will go on to lose this game. And it's one that I probably could have had some influence on. Certainly with that Latrib, some rocket planes could have finished him off very, very quickly on 2,000 HP there. If I had just had the opportunity to make up for my my bad positioning errors, but did not happen. This Bismarck here makes a valiant effort. He does manage to finally kill this Leander. It takes him a while, but he never does quite manage to bag C. The Inmo Shikaku is terrible, honestly, but continues to harass him and keep him reset. And, well, we claw our way back in, but we do eventually lose this game. So there you go, guys. I mean, again, a decent game for me. We started off way down on ships. I made some not so great choices here. Don't be Raptor when it comes to driving your carrier straight at the enemy. Learn to make those positional choices earlier than I did, and hopefully you'll have better results in terms of the game results. But I did have a really good result in terms of credits and experience and everything. Like I had a solid game. We just my mistakes probably cost us this one. Anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying these. I'm continuing to learn. There's lots to learn about new CV mechanics in AA. Just for those of you who are asking, this is being played under the new AA mechanics. So a top-tier CV in the right hands can continue to have an impact, but you're obviously not going to, you're not going to break the game. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.